So, I wanted to talk about this. I was kind of I didn't want to talk about this up until now because, like, when I first heard the reports on it, I didn't know if it was official or not, and I was kind of going back and forth of, like, is this true? Is this not? But after I started seeing trailers, and finally, you know, when an episode premiered on Disney XD, I was like, okay, I guess I'm talking about this. So, if you don't have Disney XD, or you haven't heard the news, yeah, Doctor Who is coming to Disney XD, and it's only going to... Now, here's the weird part. It's only going to be David Tennant's era. That means Series 2 through 4. Now, I think that's a really good move by Disney, first off. I think that's a really good move by Disney, and at the same time, I think it hurts it. Let me explain. I think it's a good idea that Disney's using Tennant, since Tennant is obviously, out of all the new Doctors, David Tennant is still the best recognized Doctor, probably in all of Doctor Who, classic or current. Well, I'm actually going more by current, really, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so what was I gonna say here? What I'm saying is what hurts it is that you kind of, for the rest of Tennant's era, you kind of need to look back on Eccleston. I feel like they should have brought Eccleston, you know, the Eccleston season as well in this series, and then go on to Tennant. Because in Series 1, there is a lot of stuff that really builds up a lot what goes on throughout Tennant's era, and also explains regeneration. I feel bad because, shockingly, there are still people who have not seen Doctor Who yet. So when a kid, you know, when someone, if not a kid or some kid or someone trying to get into Doctor Who, you know, is like, wait, did they meet the Daleks before? Or did this happen? When did this happen? When did that happen? I guess you're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to go down to Netflix and check out, you know, Christopher Eccleston's era. I just feel like, you know, Eccleston's kind of getting the, you know, the Eccleston era is kind of getting the shaft. Because that was such a great story, and as my good friend Duke Loops once said, that feels like more of a story arc than, you know, a season. Because it really shows the character evolution of the Ninth Doctor, you know, just coming back from the Time War, clearly antisocial, and just feels like this is more of a job than actually protecting people. And, you know, you eventually see throughout that series of him, you know, coming to terms with who he is, and ending his whole, you know, ending his time as the Doctor with a smile. So I feel like they should have brought, at least, you know, had the Eccleston era, and then you move on to Tennant, and yeah. But however, having said that, I think it is a smart move. Once again, like I said, I think it's a really smart idea that Disney's going with Tennant, because obviously, like I said, he's the most popular Doctor. Hell, he's the Doctor I was watching, you know, he was, you know, I watched reruns of David Tennant's era, and then caught up with Matt Smith. So he was the Doctor I was watching, and then moved on from then on. So, let me say this. What are you up to, Disney? What are you up to? Because they haven't really said, you know, why, you know, Disney hasn't exactly said why they're showing Doctor Who on Disney XD, and, you know, Disney in general. Nor has the BBC's also been kind of hush-hush. They just said, it's a really good idea to have Disney show Doctor Who and for a new generation. Disney, you about to do something? Because I'm curious. I really am, because first, you know, Disney and BBC get buddy-buddy. Now BBC is allowing them to do syndication on Disney. And you could say, oh, well, Canadian TV shows do that with American TV shows. That doesn't mean they're going to get bought out. And for what it's worth, that could be the problem. That could be the thing. It could be that, you know, BBC's just giving Disney the syndication rights for just these episodes. Or is Disney up to something else? That Disney's like the Borg. It absorbs everything, but rather than make it rather than make it nothing, it makes it awesome. Case in point, look what they're doing with Marvel and Star Wars. So, what if, I mean, yeah, it could be just nothing more than BBC giving Disney the syndication rights to play Tennant's era on their, you know, on Disney XD and possibly on Disney Channel itself. But what if Disney's doing this to test the waters for viewership? You know, viewers on Disney XD, then possibly move it to Disney Channel to show more of Doctor Who, and, you know, let me just let me just let me just throw this out here. Could Disney buy the rights to Doctor Who? That would be something. Could it happen? It's a possibility. I mean, no one thought Marvel would be bought out, but look what Disney did. No one thought George Lucas would give over Star Wars, and same thing with Indiana Jones. Yeah, everyone seems to forget that Disney owns the. Yeah, I feel like Indiana Jones. Just everyone forgets about Indiana Jones, but yeah, Disney owns that too now. So, yeah, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Marvel, all under them now, and they're kind of you keep hearing rumors that they're circling Hasbro. Yeah. So, but I don't think, BBC would sell the rights to Disney or anyone else, because let's face it, that's their baby. That's been one of their babies since the start of BBC. So, and it's made them a lot of money. On the other hand, there's BBC money, and then there's Disney money. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much into this, and that's probably all it is that I'm thinking way too much into this, and BBC's just giving them the syndication rights to play David Tennant's era on here. But the inner fanboy in me is like, could they buy it? Now, what if Disney bought Doctor Who? What if Disney bought Doctor Who? What would that be like? I don't know, but here's the thing. Disney, if you do this, stick with British actors. Can we do that? Just not, I don't, can we just stick with British actors? I mean, just stick with that, because this is a British TV show. It's kind of like if you gave James Bond, made James Bond American. It just doesn't feel right, I mean, yeah, I know Doctor Who, yeah, Hugh Neutron's the new Doctor. Can't wait for that. But yeah, just keep it. If you do this, stay true to the show. I'm also pretty sure if they wanted to, they could probably buy Disney could buy the rights to the Daleks. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Daleks in rolling around Tomorrowland? Not the movie, the actual side of the park in Disney. Holy shit, that'd actually be awesome, seeing a Dalek parade throughout, a Dalek and Cybermen, a Doctor Who themed parade in Tomorrowland. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Maybe even get a Doctor Who ride. Notice how I'm not bringing up any crossovers. I'm trying to avoid that here, people. But anyway, I think this is just nothing more than, Disney trying to get more viewership. Which, yeah, they have enough of, they don't have enough of that, right? On here. But you guys tell me, what do you guys think of Disney, Disney showing, even though it's on Disney XD, showing Doctor Who? And what do you think it would be like if Disney bought the rights to Doctor Who? Would you guys like that idea? Would you guys hate that idea? And do you think it just stay with the BBC? And if Disney, and again, big if, monumental if, Disney ever did decide to buy the rights to Doctor Who, what do you think they would do with it? And how do you think that would incorporate into Disney? Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.